Hello, internet friends. Welcome back. Thanks for joining. I want to get right into the topic today because it's been uh, weighing a little bit on my mind and I've just been thinking about it a lot. I want to talk about progressing linearly. And I don't mean linear progression in terms of programmatic systems. I'm not talking about putting more weight on the bar, more volume on the bar each week and expecting yourself to grow linearly. But it does kind of relate to that. The idea that we will constantly be in a state of growing and always getting better and I guess moving forward towards that final progression constantly throughout our entire pursuit, whatever that ends up being, whether it's lifting, whether it's anything else. And I think that we honestly live in a culture where it is sort of the expectation, and people talk about working really hard and doing the right things and committing to it, and if you work really hard, you're going to grow. There are many instances and situations where you could be doing just about everything right, but the rate that you're hoping to grow and the goals that you're trying to reach may not come as quickly as you want. They're definitely not going to come as quickly as you want. They may not come as quickly as they should or you feel they should, and you might have to take a couple steps backward and work on some different things. It's not necessarily about how optimized everything is. A lot of the time, the biggest factor, the biggest quality that you see in successful people isn't the efficiency of their approach. That's a part of it. That's a big part of it. But the biggest quality is their ability to not quit when they're dealing with those times of frustration, when they're dealing with those times where progress isn't obvious to them, where it's not outward, where it's not kind of easily visible. And most of the time when you get to a high point, when everything's going well, when everything's feeling awesome, that is usually right about the time when something goes wrong. And that is when you get tested. That's when you get brought back to kind of a little bit more unfiltered look at your own reality and your own life. On this day, my deadlifts, they were moving fine. You know, I'm staying on track. Everything was going well. At no point did I feel like I wasn't going to finish a set. And most of the sets, I was really amped up after watching my buddy Bryce Lewis hitting his 650 squat in his basement. And I was really, really, really hyped up from that. And I almost wanted to AMRAP all these sets. I will say, though, that some of my technical cues didn't come through on this day, and I was regressing a little bit when it came to just getting so hyped up that I wasn't paying as much attention on some of the things that I've been working on. That doesn't necessarily, to me, signal a regression in terms of skill, but it does show a regression in terms of focus, which is something that I've been working really hard on. And initially, that was a little frustrating to deal with. Similarly to the way that my bench felt on Sunday when I missed that rep, where on this day I was able to kind of rein that back in and I was hitting my cues a lot better. It's not the end of the world if you have to take a couple of steps back. If anything, that is your opportunity to really test yourself to getting back to your groove. And there is absolutely the potential that you're doing everything right, and what you have to do is just be more patient with the process. Always work as hard as you can to get there, but keep in your brain, keep in mind, and don't let the potential of unforeseen circumstances popping up and challenging you in different ways or unforeseen ways, don't let that kill your drive and get you out of it. It's not necessarily about doing everything right 100% of the time. It's doing your absolute best every time and constantly working to get better with the expectation that it doesn't always pay off every single time. Most of the things that we're doing in our lives aren't clearly laid out in front of us as do this step, it will take you to this destination exactly every single time without fail. A lot of the time, especially if you're pursuing something that is unique to your interests and unique to the things you want to do, you have to find a way to accept the potential that it's going to get more difficult at some point and you're going to regress a little bit. And that's something that I've really been dealing with this training. My numbers are not where they were at my all-time best. I've brought them down intentionally. I'm working with the guys from the Strength Athlete intentionally to help get back to that point and to exceed it. And I'm confident that the planning and the strategy are going to be lined up to get me there. But I also have to go into this with the understanding and the expectation that there are going to be days where you regress a little bit. And that maybe this wasn't the best example of a workout because the numbers were fine, the weights moved fine, but you just want to keep that in mind, that there is the potential for a little bit of backslide, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're doing everything wrong. That doesn't mean you have to stop, completely reevaluate the entire process. Most of the time, you're going to find your success the most efficiently if you just keep moving forward and don't quit, because in most situations in life, the person who's able to stick it out the longest and avoid the most mistakes ends up being the person who lasts the longest and is standing at the end of the day. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful to you and something that you're going through in your life. I've noticed that the views on these videos have definitely gone down from where they used to be, and honestly, that's okay, because the people that are still here are the people that want to be here, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. So thank you so much for that, and I will talk to you all very soon. Have a great day. Bye.